Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Three of Wands. You're a very virtuous person. I feel like you have your own personal ethics, your own moral code. I feel as if you're okay doing the right thing, even when it's uncomfortable. I think that you are right now in the middle of doing the right thing, and it is probably uncomfortable. It's probably something that you feel is kind of getting you some strange looks from other people, or it's meeting with some criticism from somebody else, or there is just certain obstacles that you have to overcome in order to materialize this. This is kind of an intention, right? This is a card of an identity. It's kind of like I'm projecting myself out there into the world in a particular way because I believe that that's the right way to do it. I believe in what I'm doing, and I'm okay with some resistance or some pushback from the rest of the world. Okay? You're somebody that believes in themselves. And I think you're putting yourself out there. You're letting your light shine. You're radiating your intention out into the world, and I think you are meeting with some sort of resistance. Let's put this card into a little bit of context and see what that might be. Yeah, there's the Five of Wands, right? There's the fight. There's the struggle. That's what we have to wrestle with. We have an Empress energy. You have the Art or Temperance card. You have a Princess of Swords. And you have a Seven of Swords. So here is that criticism. You're fighting through the opinions of other people because you believe in what you're doing and you're going to keep doing it. You're not going to be turned around or pushed off balance by the opinions of others. There we have the Death card, the Devil card, Five of Pentacles, and a Two of Wands. So you're going to continue. You're going to meet with some opposition. Okay, there's going to be someone or something entering your life that is going to challenge your commitment. It's going to challenge your tenacity. That's going to challenge your endurance. Okay, the Five of Wands here is not telling you to expect a fight, but for you to bring the fight. Bring this strong, assertive energy to the table right now because you believe in what you're doing. What you're doing is correct for you. It's not going to be correct for everybody everywhere in the universe, but it's right for you. And you're going to have to advocate for yourself, okay? You're going to have to step up. You're going to have to stand up. You're going to have to suit up and show up, okay? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. We're not going to look at that happy little card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will keep us kind of connected at the end of the reading. All right. If you have a prediction for that card at any point during the reading, put that down in the comment section below the video. Okay. Now, let's look around the room. We do see 4 major arcana energies. Okay. We see a lot of planning that's gone into this. We see a lot of love and a lot of support, and we see a lot of opposition. Okay. There's kind of a balance there even. We've got our fire, fire, fire. We don't have any water right now. We've got a couple of air cards, and we have an earth energy. So your fire energy right here in the middle, this is the fight. Okay? This is not us waiting around for some attack or waiting around for some sort of opposition or some problem to come our way. That we're being proactive, that we're stepping up, we're seeking out the problems, and we're taking care of the business. We're fixing those problems before they arrive. Okay. This represents the obstacle for you right now, or the quest before you, is to go out into the world with your will, with your intention, with your virtue, with your moral compass, and assert yourself. Advocate for what you want. Whether this is at work, at home, at school, this isn't you waiting for the problem to come to you. This is you up and active, and you're trying to take care of business before things become a problem, right? This is the Five of Pentacles in the position of your fear, worry, concern. This is something that's already not working. This is something that's already broken. This is you trying to fix it before, right? Before it breaks. We don't wait for something to deteriorate. You don't wait for the car to start making a bunch of weird noises before you take it in and have it serviced, right? You're going to change the oil periodically. You're going to check the tires. You're going to do the preventative maintenance. Yeah. This is the same way we might go get a physical once a year just to check things out. We're being proactive here. Okay. So I don't know if this is a creative activity for you, or if this is something to do with your business. I don't feel like it's a relationship. I don't feel like it's family. I feel like this has something to do with either your creative efforts or your employment, your job, your work, or your career. It's kind of like don't wait for the problem to arise before you take some proactive steps. Don't wait for somebody to come along and offer you the job or offer you the promotion. You've got to go out and get it. And with the Three of Wands, if you believe that you're the right person for the job, you have to go and ask for it. Don't wait for someone to bring it to you. Okay. Down beneath the surface, we have this Empress energy. Sometimes the Empress is that person that is giving to others, providing for other people, giving, giving, giving. Not very often taking. The Five of Wands, this is the five-fingered hand. This is you reaching out into the world and, reaching for what you want. This is you bringing your efforts into the world to assert yourself and to create and to manifest whatever it is whatever your goals are. This is an energy that's sort of providing space for other people to do that. It may be that part of your general nature, this internal energy for you, is more of a facilitator for other people. That you're used to maybe being second in command, second position, or being kind of not being the priority. That you're being of service to other people. You're taking care of other people. You're giving other people the energy field, the matrix where they can succeed. This is now about you addressing things that you need. Okay? So sometimes this card can really give blood, sweat, and tears for others. Doesn't really know when to take for themselves to replenish their energy. This card doesn't always know about self-care, This card is always channeling energy outward, sometimes to its own detriment. Okay, sometimes we don't realize how depleted we're becoming. So I think right now we're taking more of an interest in what our needs are, what goals you have, what you want to achieve. And I don't think we're feeling guilty in any way. We got a Three of Wands. We know that this is the right thing to do. Okay, you're not being selfish. I think you're being self-respecting. Yeah. In the background position, we have our Sagittarius energy. It's the Art or Temperance card. This is a situation that changed you. This was a transformative relationship that you had, whether this was, I think it's some kind of a work thing or a business thing. It could be this was a very challenging job that you had, or this was even like a training school or some kind of a trade school or some kind of like a technical school that you were in. Okay, it's something that really molded and shaped you. Sometimes this is the pressure cooker. This is the blacksmith's anvil. Okay, and this is very often a training ground. Yeah, and I think maybe this is you now getting out into the world with whatever you learned here, and taking the initiative to create something that better for yourself, for your life. This could be a situation where we don't particularly, at the time, this is over now, okay? We didn't like who we were necessarily becoming if we were to stay here. Okay? In a way, this sort of implies another form of passivity. Okay? Which is kind of the opposite of our Five of Wands, right? So this is somebody who is laying down on the blacksmith's anvil and letting a situation change them. Every situation is an alchemical relationship, right? Back here in this one, I don't think you liked who you were becoming. So we've decided to make a change. Sometimes the Five of Wands, right, is us reaching as that five-fingered hand, reaching out to change something in life, finding what isn't working and making it better. Not waiting for something to really fall apart before we decide to take a proactive step. So I think you knew when the right time was to get out of this. This is either a job situation or some kind of a partnership, or I don't know. It feels like more of a work thing or a career or something like that. I feel like you didn't like who you were becoming, so you knew when to say, I need to be done with that. Okay? You did not wait for a big tower event. You didn't wait for a big disaster. You didn't wait for some major dysfunction to happen. You knew when to walk away. It was the right time. It was the right time. But with our Princess of Swords at the top here, it seems as if we're still kind of questioning ourselves. We're thinking, well, did I walk away too soon? Did I walk away too late? Is it really proper for me to take my life in a new direction and to exert myself and to stand up and advocate for myself in this way? Okay, it's kind of where we're almost finding it difficult to get out of that Empress mode, right, and be a little selfish in the best possible way. Yeah. So a little bit of doubt, a little bit of questioning the correctness of what we're doing. And I think this is natural. We want to have a little bit of that self-skepticism. You know, we want to have that ability to question our motives, question what we're doing. Is this really, am I doing the right thing? Is this my moral compass? Is my virtue pointing me in this direction? Am I doing good? Am I doing the good work here? Okay. So I feel like you're still questioning yourself a little bit, questioning how this situation ended, if you did it the right way or the wrong way, if you did it too soon, too abruptly, or whatever, right? And even just questioning if leaving this was the right thing to do. It's natural that we're going to go through a little bit of that. But moving forward into that Seven of Swords, this is the card of distraction. This is the card of we're not watching where we're going because we're too busy looking behind us. So this is reminding us that, look, as you go forward, you're going to meet with new challenges going forward. Be totally convinced that this was the right move, that leaving this was the right decision for you. You've got enough problems to worry about looking forward. You don't need to be distracted by looking backward. Okay? This is also saying that in the very near future, you will run into doubts. You will run into people or other energies that don't agree with you, that have different opinions from you. This is the card of criticism. This is the card of the haters. Okay? You got enough of that to worry about going forward. You don't need to sort of, split your energy up by considering the past too much. Believe in the virtue of your decision because you have more important things to worry about, okay, going forward. Don't let yourself be distracted here. It's going to require focus. The next few days are going to require a lot of commitment, a lot of clarity, a lot of focus. You're kind of walking a tightrope. You got to stay concentrated on what you're doing. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the haters. Don't worry about the hecklers. Stay focused. Okay. Now, Path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards, especially this, the Death card here, which is your general energy, by the way. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Your Death card as the general energy. This is a card, again, that's kind of like trying to put the past behind us, to reclaim some of that energy so that we can push on, move ahead, move forward, and stay focused. Okay. This is a card of letting go of what is no longer serving us anymore. Yeah. When something has run its natural course, we put it behind us. This is a card that's saying all things are eventually going to have to end. Maybe it's the implication that in that Temperance card, that past situation, it's almost as if you felt like, if I stay here any longer, it's going to be like, that law of diminishing returns. The longer I stay there, it reached that point that if I stay here any longer, I'm going to have to put in more effort, but I'm going to be getting less out of it. And so that's like that critical moment where it's like, that was it. That's the moment I have to leave. You're leaving on a high note. I don't think there's any necessarily hard feelings. There's really not a lot of friction there, I don't think. There's friction in you, kind of wondering if your timing was correct. But this is the card that says we need to put the past behind us. Let it be in the rearview mirror. Whether you fully believe that you did the right thing at the right time or not, you're going forward, okay? Because this card can only go forward. So it's another emphasis that says the future is going to be challenging enough. Don't make it worse on yourself by looking at the past, okay? This is a card of slow, gradual change, yeah. And so you might be starting to doubt whether you did something a little too hastily. Maybe I moved too fast because, well, what do we have with the 5 of Wands plus a 3 of Wands? Well, that gives us an 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is swiftness and impulsivity, right? It may be that I was just kind of reacting against something and I quit, or I left, or I broke up with that person, or I moved away from that thing and I left that situation quickly. And now I'm kind of like, did I make the right move? Did I do it too fast? It doesn't matter. I feel like what's done is done. I feel like there is no going back. And so whether your timing was impeccable or not, you got to believe that it happened. It was the right thing to do. Maybe I could have done it better, but I'm not going to think like that. I've got to think about what's coming my way now and what challenges I'm going to face now. You don't want to be your own worst enemy. You don't want to be criticized. You don't want to be one of your own haters, right? You don't want to be so self-critical that it's like, it's like you're on the other side pointing the finger at you too. No, you got to choose to believe in yourself and say, I did the right thing and I need to go forward. You got to be on your own team here, okay? And I think that's the Death card energy with the 5 of Wands. Now in the environment, you've got a devil, okay? A devil to me feels like an adversary. It feels like there is somebody, maybe it's a Capricorn person. I feel like there is somebody that is entering your life or is already in your life that you're going to have to, it's a difficult person that you have to deal with, okay? I think you're dealing with somebody who is causing some friction in your life. And this is going to be maybe very tempting for you to acquiesce. It might be difficult to resist this person. We may feel as if their energy is overwhelming. And so it may be kind of pushing you to say, okay, fine, I'm sorry, I quit, rather than to continue to advocate for yourself and to continue to push back. This doesn't necessarily need to be a person. This could be part of the situation that feels as if it is a force that's acting against what you're trying to do. And so it's kind of like you're pushing this way, but something's pushing back. Okay. This feels like a counteracting force to you. And And I don't know that I'm sure it's coming through the medium of some people or some physical human elements, but this is generally the resistance of what you're trying to do. Okay. Sometimes the devil is kind of a driving force. It's kind of a motivation. And it may be part of the conflict here is that you have different motives in you. Okay. That part of your, because see, that devil card is kind of our three drives. We have a creative drive, which is, I want to make the world a better place. I want to improve the quality of life for myself and others. We have a pleasure drive. I want to feel good. I want to get gratification. I want to make myself feel good. I want pleasure. I want to smile. I want that dopamine, And then we have an aggressive drive, which is saying, I want to compete with other people. I want to do better than the people around me. I want to assert myself. It feels good to kind of, to be going into the five-fingered hand. This is that aggressive drive. Okay. And it could be that what we're trying to sort out is like, what are my real motivations here? Why did I leave this situation? Was it because I maybe felt like I wasn't in enough control over my life? Did I feel like things were getting too ordinary or too stagnant? And I wanted to assert myself? See, the aggressive drive isn't really like I'm out here trying to fight with everybody. But it's that I want to assert myself. I want to have some kind of an intention, and I want to be able to cause change in the world. I want my consciousness to have some sort of effect on the material universe. Yeah. And that's the five-fingered hand reaching out to do something in the world, basically. But what's the motivation for that energy? Okay. Are we fighting here and doing that because somehow the friction makes us feel alive? Okay. Are we advocating? Are we out here striving for something because I want to have the gratification of that striving, the satisfaction of that desire? Or are we trying to create something that's going to be better for ourselves, better in the kind of bigger picture sense? Okay. So it might be that there is some resistance in your environment here that's just kind of bringing out some of these different drives in us. Yeah. It may be that there's a conflict here even between the kind of selfishness of the devil card and the selflessness of the Empress. The Empress is giving, creating the energetic matrix for other people to succeed, whereas the devil, you're out here, maybe you're the devil, right? Maybe you're out here doing things for you. Being a little bit selfish. Kind of what we said about the Five of Wands, right? That we're taking this an interest in our own progress now, right? These two cards are very different. Okay, this one is saying, I want to succeed. There are things I want to accomplish for me and for the people around me. This is a card that's saying, I don't care what happens to me. I want everybody else to succeed. So there's a conflict between these two, okay? And that's kind of where our virtue is. And that virtue is us understanding like what is my moral sense telling me? What is my spiritual compass telling me? Am I going against my true nature by being self-interested? By being motivated by my own success, my own progress? Okay? Or is this kind of like a necessary counterbalance to what I feel has been a continued Empress type of energy where you've been facilitating the success of others? I don't think there is a moral conflict here. I think your internal moral compass is telling you that, yeah, you need to push out into the world. You need to think about your progress and your life and your success and what you want to achieve for you. Okay. The Five of Pentacles in the position of our obstacle. To me, this feels like something falling apart. And I don't think that there is anything inherently wrong with you wanting to assert yourself and prevent something from falling apart in your life, rather than being of service to something and neglecting your own. It's like your house is not in order because you've been sort of submitting your energy to some other purpose. Does that make sense? So this is our fear. Our fear is that our foundation, our life, our success, our future, even our physical health is going to decline unless we do something about it. So this is kind of like I'm making sure all my family members go to the doctor, but I'm neglecting my own health. And pretty soon that health is going to diminish. And so we don't want this to happen. So I think that Two of Wands is saying we're taking some control back over our lives. That at least for a time period, we're saying, I got to do some things for me. I got to focus on what I need. I got to go out and get things done that I needed to accomplish that I've been putting off for way too long. Okay? And it may be that we're not going exactly from one extreme to the other. It may be that we still got to take care of our responsibilities to our friends and family or coworkers or whatever, but I've got to prioritize some of these selfish things. I've got to prioritize these things that I need to do for my life that I've been putting off for way too long. The Two of Wands is that sense of agency. This is the sense of being in control. Regardless of the resistance that we get, I've got to advocate for myself because you have to get these things done for you. And whether this is like a doctor's appointment, some kind of financial planning, if this is getting the car, maintained, if this is you doing some kind of physical exercise or self-care or physical health, something like that. Or if this is you, focusing on your stress reduction, or this is you like prioritizing your sleep schedule or anything like that. This is how we are advocating and really just demanding. We're not even asking, we're just doing it. We're prioritizing our needs for a change. It's a Five of Wands, right? It's a card of change. Changing how we've been allocating our energy. We're not asking for permission. We're not waiting for somebody to come by and say, oh, you look tired, go prioritize your sleep schedule. Oh, you're looking run down, you maybe take some time off. No, we're doing it. We're doing what we need to do. We're trying to fulfill our responsibilities to everybody else as well, but we're prioritizing the needs that we have. Yeah, let's look at our mystery card. I would like to see some good water energy. We don't have that here. I feel like you need refreshment. I feel like the Empress is in need of some water. You've been giving water to everybody else probably. You need to take some for yourself. So I would really love an Ace of Cups, any of the cups. Any of the cups. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. The Eight of Cups. Yeah, that's good. Because the Eight of Cups shows a couple things. One, you're walking away from something else. Okay? You're taking, not permanently walking away. See, the card, you didn't smash the cups. You didn't knock them over and kick them out of the way and say, I'm done. You walked away, temporarily maybe. Okay? Temporarily walking away from something because you have other priorities, other things that you need to do right now. And the water energy here, the Eight of Cups to me is saying that our vessel is getting a little chipped and cracked and broken. And it's not really able to hold that much water. So you're not going to be able to give water to everybody else if your vessel is cracked and broken and you're leaking water. You're not going to have the water to give other people. So this is the idea that we have to fix ourselves a little bit. We have to prioritize ourselves and heal ourselves or restore ourselves, recharge a little bit so that we can continue to be of service to everybody else too. And maybe this is for a time being, I have to go the opposite way and I've got to advocate for myself and I've got to be my own advocate and go to that extreme of selfish behavior. So I can correct things that have been out of balance for so long. I can restore the balance. And then moving forward, it'll be a nice kind of harmony between my selfish self-care and your selfless care for everybody else. So you might be temporarily walking away from something in your life that is requiring a lot from you. Because you need to take some time for the self. You got to fix your vessel. Okay. Now we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some other cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Aquarius Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we are all in this together.